Dear German learners, welcome to our next video. Today we will learn the grammar rule accusative, der accusative, and how to recognize him, it. So today what we will see is not the declination of the prepositions, pronouns. What we want to see today is how to recognize it. So we have in a sentence different nouns, different objects, subjects, and we want to know which one is our accusative. And here we have different possibilities. So at first the accusative got different names. It is the fourth case in the German language, der vierte Fall. It's also called wen-Fall, and it is the direct object in a sentence, das direkte Objekt. Okay, so now let's go right into it, how to recognize it. We have four possibilities to recognize the accusative, and we are graduating, we could say. So we start with the less powerful indicator and go to the most important indicator. So one of the questions normally you learn in your first German class to recognize the accusative is: Was ist das direkte Objekt? What is the direct object? Okay, so now somebody could ask, what is a direct object? A direct object is something you use for an action. Or, so the question could be, what in this sentence is used for an action? First indicator. Second indicator is the position. Also, this is maybe one of the less valued indicator, but it is one. So we have to ask, where is the word in the sentence? Normally the accusative we don't have in the beginning of a sentence. When we think in simple sentences, normally accusative stands after the nominative. For example, okay, we will see a few example sentences in a few seconds. So now a good indicator is a verb. So there are verbs that need an accusative. So when you read one of these words you see here on the screen, then normally after this verb stands the accusative. We have kaufen, kennen, hören, sehen, fragen, lernen, essen, trinken, haben, suchen, and so on. You see all the other words here, a list you could learn or memorize if you want to. So another indicator, very good indicator, are prepositions. So even if all the other verbs, or even if a word is on certain position, you think normally accusative is not in the beginning of a sentence, or normally accusative should not be there and there. But if we have a preposition, one of these prepositions, we need the accusative. For example, durch, entlang, für, gegen, ohne, Okay, so with these prepositions, accusative is obligatory. So now, and the next one, here we have a few other prepositions, and here we have to be aware, because these prepositions, accusative is sharing with dative, another German case we will see in the next video. So when do we use these prepositions with accusative? Let's have a look. All these prepositions, when you notice, they are to indicate a place, where could be to indicate a place. So it could be, where are you? Or the question could be, where are you going to? Normally you use the same prepositions. Now, in this case, I'll give an example. Wo bist du? Where are you? Ich bin im Haus. So when we ask, where are you? Then normally we use dative, the other case. But now for accusative, we would use this when we ask, where are you going to? I'm going to my house. Okay? And Ich gehe hinter das Haus. I will go behind the house. So here we have this movement, and when we have a movement together with this one of these prepositions, then we use the accusative. Okay, so accusative is quite connected with movement. Okay, let's see a few example sentences to recognize it and to apply what we learned until now. So what is the direct object? What do I use for the action? This is what we learned until now. So here, let's see the example sentences. Das Mädchen trinkt den Saft. I will do the question in English. What drinks the girl? The juice. She drinks the juice. So the juice is our accusative. The juice is needed for the action, for drinking. You need something to drink. The juice. So, liest ein Buch. Question, what is he reading? A book. He needs something to read, and in this case it's the book. Ich besuche meinen Bruder. Wen besuchst du? Like, who are you visiting? Your brother. Also here, accusative. Okay, so what we can recognize here, that we need this object for an action, to do something, but the object is not doing anything. It don't receive anything. That's very important because we will have this comparison later in the dative case. We will see in the dative video. Okay, so accusative is used or needed for an action, but don't does anything and don't gets nothing. Okay, very important. So now, other example, what we said was the place of the accusative in a sentence, and like we said before, it's relative. It's not every time like this, but in the most common sentences, yes. So let's see. Kann ich dich etwas fragen? So when we have a question, we normally start with the verb, then comes the subject, and then after the subject we have the accusative on the third position in a question. So, and we have now another sentence. He reads a book. Liest ein Buch. So now when we have only one object in the sentence, also normally this gets the accusative. Now in the next example I mixed up a little bit. I switched the positions of the subject. Gestern spielte der Roboter Cello. Okay, so here we have der Roboter is our nominative, the subject in the sentence, and then after the subject stands the accusative. So, but what can we say now? Like, what really matters here? So, when we have sentences with one object only, the object is in the accusative. Besides, you know, German would not be German without exceptions. Besides, when you have a preposition or a verb that, I don't know if you say obligates you, like it refers, that you use to genitive, dative, or nominative, you know. So what we learned was that prepositions and verbs are like our highest indicator. When one of these needs a certain case, we have to give it. Doesn't matter which place in the sentence is it. Okay, good. So let's see another indicator, our verbs in the sentence. Which verbs do we have in a sentence? For example, we start again with a question. Kannst du mich nachher anrufen? The verb anrufen also is a verb that shows us, okay, I need the accusative. And for this reason here, mich. This is in the accusative case. Second example, du liest ein Roman. Also the verb lesen needs the accusative. For this reason, ein Roman, the object after the verb, is here in accusative. Sucht seine Schlüssel. Also the verb suchen. For this reason, seine Schlüssel is the accusative case. Okay, and a few more examples and how to recognize here the accusative. Now I use the sentence with more than one object to make it a little bit more difficult. Der Mann schenkt seiner Frau die Blumen. So now how can you recognize what is the accusative? Okay, let's do our routine. Let's ask the questions. Was schenkt er? What is he giving to his wife? The flowers. What is used for this action? To make a gift, a present. The flowers, die Blumen. Die Blumen are in accusative. Another example. Ich kann nicht ohne dich leben. I cannot live without you. Again, let's do the question. Ohne wen kann ich nicht leben? Ohne dich. Also, dich is in the accusative. We have this pronoun declined to the accusative. And also we have here the preposition ohne. And we learned also this is one of the prepositions that requires the accusative case. And the last one, der Clown hat ein Affe. So, question, was hat er? What has the clown? A monkey, ein Affe. So it stays here after the verb haben. The monkey is after the verb haben, so also indicates us that's the accusative. So we saw at least two indicators in every sentence to recognize the accusative. So that helps us quite a lot, and I hope it helped you also to recognize now the accusative. What's now up to you is to learn the different forms to decline the verbs, prepositions, and articles, personal pronouns, etc. Okay, very good. Thanks a lot for watching the video. So if you have any question, and I'm sure you have after this video, that's completely normal. Please leave your comments with questions down below, and I'm very happy to help you and to answer your questions. See you then. Goodbye.